Hello, everybody. It's time for Maggie Holmes Monday. So, first, let me just comment. You'll see my table has changed. You will see a couple videos coming over the course of the next couple weeks. I attended a weekend crop with some friends, and I did some filming while I was there. So, there will be a little bit of a different table setup. I had a wonderful time, very, very nice weekend, and I filmed lots of videos to share with you. So for my layout today, I'm going to show you how to create a super fun background. So I have this wood grain paper, and I grabbed out of my Maggie Holmes stash lots and lots of different patterns, and I'm going to cut them all down into 1-inch strips. So you'll see here, I went through and grabbed scraps that were maybe like just a little more than an inch. And then I'm going to cut them into 1-inch strips and toss the rest. I got rid of a lot of scraps of paper this way, let me just tell you. In addition to the strips, I'm also going to grab this pattern paper. This is from Carnival, and I have been hoarding it. And I decided that I wanted to fussy cut these 3 books and use them on my layout, so that's what I'm going to do. In addition to fussy cutting these 3 books, I'm also going to go ahead and ink all of my strips and the edges of the book with some Hickory Smoked Distress Oxide ink. I wanted them to have a little bit of an inked edge, but I didn't want it to be as obvious or as contrasting as when you use brown. Like brown, I feel makes things look super vintage and you can really see the brown, whereas Hickory Smoked Distress Oxide really just gives you a nice kind of shadow effect. So that's what I'm going to use on all of the books and all of the strips. My background idea for this layout is to take these 1-inch strips and cut the strips at an angle to give the look of like ribbons. Not a fishtail, but like that ribbon. Here you can see. And then I'm going to go ahead and line them up. Now I'm going to cut these little paper strips. I'm going to cut the little ribbon bottoms at all different lengths. So none of them are going to be, they're not going to be the same length. I'm going to cut them up and cut them down and give them more of a uneven edge across the bottom. While I go ahead and do that, let's take a minute and talk about Maggie Holmes' new collection. So her newest collection is up for pre-order at a cherry on top. That's where I saw it. And I love it. I have given myself permission to buy all of it if I so desire, which, of course I do. It's called Forever Fields. It has a very kind of heritage feel. Like I feel like the Heritage collection it will pair well with. I also feel like it will pair really well with Marigold. And I have discussed this before. I've actually managed to work through my Maggie Holmes stash quite a bit. I'm actually sort of running out of some embellishments. I'm having to kind of fussy cut paper and kind of make my own embellishments, which is totally fine. But I think her Forever Fields collection is beautiful. I love it. I love the warm kind of tones and colors that are in it. And I do really feel, it's definitely a Maggie Holmes collection, right? It definitely looks like her. It definitely looks like it's going to mix and match and go with everybody's Maggie Holmes stash. And I completely skipped out on her last collection or 2 because I had so much stash, but now I don't, so I'm going for it. I'm going to go ahead and get bunches of it. There are also some really fun papers in this collection that are a little different. So there's one that has like a whole scene on it with the castle. I think that one is beautiful. It's called Silver Linings. It has there's one called Tree of Life that has this really textural plaid on it that I absolutely love. And then there's another one called Delicate Dance that has almost like a watercolor. The backside of it has like this almost watercolor look to it. It looks like a Monet painting, for lack of a better term. It's gorgeous. So I'm super excited to get some of this collection and play with it. So you can see here, I'm almost finished up with my strips. You could do this with on a white pattern paper as well. I just really loved how that wood grain kind of warmed everything up. And we have been discussing through April, I've been focusing on really sharing with you some fun, different things you can do on your backgrounds. And I thought that this was a really great idea. So lots of pattern. And once you have this background done, like the background's the hard part. When we get to putting the rest of this layout together, it's going to go super fast because we don't want to cut off or cover up too much of this beautiful background we've created. To back my photos together, and I'm going to back them onto this blue gingham paper. I'm scrapbooking today are of my two nieces. These are their school photos from this school year. So I just put the two photos together, and I'm just kind of trimming off so I have a nice border of that pretty blue gingham paper. I felt like that gingham paper was just perfect. Since these are school photos, I thought that would be awesome with those pretty awesome books from Carnival. I love that book paper. I think I bought 2 sheets of it, and I've always been like wanting to fussy cut all those books from that paper. I'm sorry for a little bit of glare. Some of my videos, there is no glare. Some of them, there is a little bit of glare. I think it had to do with what time of day I was scrapbooking, because or what time of day I was filming, because I was sitting right beside a window. And so I feel like sometimes I have a glare on some of my videos and sometimes not. So here is my plan. I'm going to put these 2 books beside the pink and yellow book beside my photos, and then I'm going to put that lovely kind of blue one down at the bottom. And down at the bottom, I'm going to create a little cluster with that 3rd book. I'm going to add the title of my layout down there, which is going to be super simple. I'm going to use one of the 6x12 sticker sheets, which I've been trying super hard. That's kind of like my Maggie Holmes focus, is to use as much of the 6x12 sticker sheets as I possibly can, because I have 5 or 6 of them that are almost like so close, almost ready to be, they're so close to being finished. So let's finish them up. These puffy stickers I'm using right now, these are from Ellie Studio. They came out just maybe a month ago, or it wasn't this month. I think they came out in March, and I bought 3 packs of them because they're beautiful. They're white, and they have numbers, and they're just such a good font. And I'm going to use pretty much the numbers for them. So I put what grade each of my nieces is in on their photos. I'm going to use my Close to My Heart T-square ruler to make sure that I get my words straight. So I'm just going to spell out school days. One of those 6x12 Maggie Holmes sticker sheets that I had alphabets on, has an alphabet on it, and I had just enough. So I'm going to use the letter stickers to spell out school days, and I'm going to use those puffy stickers to put the year across the bottom. And then I thought the cute little bows from one of these sticker sheets would be a nice icon or additional little embellishment to my clusters and to a couple areas around my layout. So I'm going to go ahead and add just a smattering of bows to a couple different areas. Nothing too, not a lot. We have this busy background, and I really think that this background is like the star of the show, and it sets off all of the different elements of my layout so well. I didn't want to add too much, but I did really love these bows. They were beautiful. They were perfect colors to go with all the different patterns, and so I'm going to go ahead and add a couple of them around my layout. And that's it for this week's Maggie Holmes Monday. And actually, this is our second Maggie Holmes Monday for April. So I will see you again in May. And maybe in May we'll be playing with the brand new Maggie Holmes collection. Or we'll be mixing and matching them with my stash. Have a wonderful Monday, everyone. And I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.